South Asian security experts downplay Islamic State threat. New Delhi. Indian and Bangladeshi officials and security experts largely dismiss the fresh threat of violence from an Islamic State-aligned media group, insisting that safety measures and surveillance are adequate to keep militants from carrying out a Sri Lanka-style attack elsewhere in South Asia. Al Mursalat media released a poster on Tuesday featuring a photo of 5 militants who carried out a 2016 attack at a cape in the diplomatic enclave of Bangladesh's capital, Dhaka, according to Global Terrorism Monitor site intelligence. Below the picture of the militants, depicted carrying rifles and smiling, text states that the soldiers of the Khilafat, or Caliphate, in Bangladesh and India have not been silenced, and the anger of the Mujahideen will suddenly bring destruction upon you. The poster, with text written in English, Hindi, and Bengali and sent over the media group's Telegram channel, came as authorities in India and Bangladesh investigated activities with possible IS links, while Sri Lanka pursued suspects tied to the coordinated Easter Day bombings at churches and hotels that killed 253 people. M.K. Narayanan, the former chief of India's External Intelligence Service, said that while he wouldn't read this as a harbinger of what they're about to do, President Donald Trump is off the mark when he says that IS is dead. Police in Bangladesh are investigating an Islamic State claimed small cruise bomb explosion in front of a shopping center in Dhaka that injured 3 traffic police officers on Monday. Moody Mohammed Khan, a spokesman for Bangladesh's Rapid Action Battalion, a security force focused on combating extremist groups, told the Associated Press that he didn't place any great emphasis on the threat released by the IS-aligned media group. Though the Islamic State, IS, group claimed responsibility for the 2016 Dhaka attack that killed 22 people, including 17 foreigners, Bangladeshi authorities have repeatedly denied that IS has a presence in the country. Officials, instead, blamed local militants from Jamaatul Mujahideen Bangladesh, or JMB. Since then, authorities have captured and killed dozens of suspects, and said JMB has been weakened if not eliminated completely. Maybe some small section will try to create some trouble, that's the scenario across the world, Khan said, but he didn't think any groups are capable of creating any big trouble. In India, the National Investigation Agency, in charge of counter-terrorism, took the rare step this week of publicizing the arrests of 4 people on suspicion of links to IS, including a 29-year-old man who they said was a follower of the alleged mastermind of the Sri Lankan attack, and was plotting a suicide bombing in the southern Indian state of Kerala. NIA official Alok Mittal said Thursday that he has seen the Al Mursalat media poster but declined to comment on it. Former Indian military and intelligence officials say the Islamic State group does not appear to have much of a foothold in India, but that the diminished caliphate is far from defeated. The threat of attacks can be completely ignored, said Lieutenant General E.S. Huda, a retired Indian Army general who led the command in the disputed region of Kashmir. You need only a handful of such guys to carry out such attacks. Sri Lanka is a major example. Sri Lankan security forces began investigating IS sympathizers and activity in the island nation in 2015, upon learning that Sri Lankan national Mohammed Muhsin Sarfaz Milan had been killed in Syria in a U.S. airstrike. Milan's brother-in-law also later died fighting with IS. Sri Lanka's Director of Military Intelligence, Brig. Shula Kadichuwapu, said that about 35 Sri Lankans, including Milan's brother and other militants and their families, are embedded with the Islamic State group in Syria. Kadichuwapu said, police are still determining whether any of the suicide bombers or other suspects linked to the Easter attacks trained or fought with IS overseas. Mohammed Zairam, the leader of the militant group Sri Lankan authorities have identified as carrying out the attacks and himself one of the suicide bombers, trained in India, according to a Sri Lankan intelligence official who requested anonymity because he was not authorized to speak to reporters. It wasn't clear how long he may have stayed. /K. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe.